Hello, my name is Yeside Ojo. I am a postgraduate DNP student at Brandman University. I will be discussing the stakeholder education plan of my clinical scholarly project. I will give a general overview of my CSP project to include implementation process, theoretical foundation with the conceptual framework. I will also identify key stakeholders and educational plans that are involved in my CSP project. First, a general overview. Falls amongst older adults and the elderly is a common issue in most skilled nursing facilities. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in 2016, every second of every day in the United States, older adults fall, making falls the number one cause of injuries and deaths among older Americans. The current quality improvement measures to reduce the rates of falls amongst the older populations in the skilled nursing facilities include fall risk assessment tools, monitoring devices such as bed alarms, chair alarms, floor mats, physical therapy, patient education, and medication review. The use of these preventive measures has yet to decrease the fall rates. Instead, the rates of falls among the older adults in skilled nursing facilities is still at an alarming high rate. The clinical question formulated based on the staggering incidence of falls and the impact on society is, does the use of hourly rounding using the 4 Ps, the 4 Ps includes pain, possession, position, and potty, in addition to current fall preventive tools that we're using, does it decrease the incidence of falls in a skilled nursing facility over 3 months? Implementation of structured hourly rounding using the 4 Ps will require a collaborative effort. The collaborator, according to Kelly 2005, can gather people together to get the job done. Hourly rounding care cannot function solely by nurses, doctors, or nurse practitioners. We need to collaborate with other interdisciplinary teams to effectively treat the patient. We must be willing to collaborate through means such as, but not limited to, self-directed teams that meet on a regular basis to discuss issues and problems. We need to enhance communication through team member forums, advisory boards, and continuous learning opportunities through organizational goals, values, and job skills. Key stakeholders who are essential for the success of my CSP includes the nursing home administrator. He holds the highest leadership position in the Nursing Rehabilitation Center. The approval to conduct my CSP was through the administrator. The administrator leads and manages each department in the facility, and most importantly, he manages the finances. The medical director oversees the entire clinical staff in the nursing home. Therefore, any clinical interventions or innovations will require him to be made fully aware of. The director of nursing is also a key stakeholder in my CSP. The director of nursing oversees the entire nursing staff. She has several years of clinical expertise and education, and she is also in a leadership role. Therefore, he can impact change through communication with other nursing staff directly. Additional stakeholders include the ADON, who is the Assistant Director of Nursing, the unit manager, QI, that's the quality improvement person, frontline nursing staff, department head, which consists of the pharmacist, physical therapist, business office, environmental departments. The ADON and unit manager will serve as adjunct nursing leaders who will reinforce hourly rounding and assist with auditing and surveys. Department heads will initiate scheduled meetings. They will partake in leadership rounding and provide educational resources to the entire staff. The pharmacist will continue with medication review to decrease polypharmacy and med review in high risk for patients. PT, physical therapist, will be responsible in assessing patients and providing gait and strengthening exercises. The theoretical foundation guiding my CSP is based on the transformational leadership theory. Transformational leadership theory stresses on the importance of inspiring and motivating others in achieving a set goal. In order to bring about a new innovation, you need to bring others along with you. And the way to do that is through transformational leadership theory, which is you motivate the staff. By doing that, they will see how important, and they will see how important it is for us to implement hourly rounding. As future doctoral prepared nurse practitioners, the ability to inspire and motivate others is an essential leadership trait each one should aspire to develop. The consensual framework guiding my CSP is based on the Dunbedian framework model of structure, process, and outcomes. The Dunbedian framework emphasizes clinical outcomes are a direct impact of a structure. Examples of a structure is an organization or any physical element. An example of a process in this scenario, it can either be process of care or characteristics. For my CSP, the intended clinical outcome are to decrease the fall rates in older adults. The structure where this will take place is at the rehabilitation center. The process of achieving this is through the implementation of a structured hourly rounding, utilizing the 4 Ps, which I stated earlier: position, party, personal belongings, and possessions. According to Ken Pell, 2013, advanced nurse practice focuses on delivering quality care, maximizing cost, and producing measurable outcomes. The desired quantifiable results of implementing hourly rounding is to decrease fall rates in older adults. Persuading the nursing home administrator, DON, department heads, was not a difficult task at all. The data of fall rates among older adults and the additional costs which we incur as a society in treating injuries as a result of these falls was all communicated to the key stakeholders. The rehab center would not need any additional nursing staff for implementing hourly rounding. Whiteboards, letters informing the patients of this new innovation on hourly rounding will be required to implement this needed change. Cost effectiveness analysis of hourly rounding will be made visible and communicated to all key stakeholders. Educational need for the nursing home administrator, medical directors, director of nursing, the ADON, the department head, and unit managers will be performed on a one-to-one basis for at least 2 times per week pre-implementation, and then weekly post-implementation. Meetings with the QI and Fall Champion Committee would take place at least 3 times a month pre-implementation and 2 times a month post-implementation. General meetings with all clinical staff will occur 2 times a month pre-implementation and post-implementation. In addition to scheduled meetings, department heads and unit managers will hold daily huddles on hourly rounding. Leadership rounds post-implementation will also be conducted to monitor compliance.